we're under the spotlight, and I can tell you, I love being in the spotlight. I love being in the spotlight. So this is where I figured I'm going to have more impact.
Yeah.
So I started doing the speaking, and I speak on several matters and issues, sometimes things to do with women, and also now just things to do with life in general, personal leadership, business, mindset kind of stuff. So the womb is also part of it. The womb is also a part of an organ in the body that also has these capabilities, just as powerful as the brain, but has not yet been excavated well, because there's no funding, there's no research, there's no science to back it for us to say, oh, the way we have neuroscience today, then the brain has been qualified to be this powerful organ. So we haven't qualified the womb yet. But in our own cultures, whether that's in African culture or the Eastern cultures, we've always had these conversations around the womb. Mr. Nelson, giving your child a surname is not just about you giving their name, it's you accepting them into the realm of their ancestors. Like, for me, as someone who venerates my ancestors, my son has been introduced to my ancestors, like in an official way. Like, uchawi niko nayo. They know. My son knows. Like my son knows. Even if he goes anywhere part of the world, and even if his father doesn't accept him, my people are with him.
It is another day that the Lord has made. It's a great day. And as always, I always promise you the best. Today, I have with me one of the best. The best, and when I say the best, it's the best. So I'm here with the NANGAMI MASAKHA, who is one of those women that has the, whatever we could describe, that the greatest intellectual infrastructure and can dissect into matters in a way that you will find interesting. So Namasaka, welcome.
Thank you.
This is a great platform, Ribasa Sandu. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so kindly just walk us through who is NANGAMI MASAKHA.
Okay. So who's NANGAMI MASAKHA? That's a very interesting question because it's very loaded.
Yes, sure.
Professionally,
yes.
I am a public speaker, a public speaking trainer, and a corporate trainer too. So I am an executive communication strategist. That's what I do. So I train people, founders, diplomats, CEOs, executives, generally, matters communication, how to tackle negotiations in the boardroom conversations, and the rest of it. Yeah, so that's what I do for a living when it comes to my day job. But other than that, I have a love of life. Yes. I have a love of life. I have a kind of a rebellious spirit, so I love to engage in things that I'm not supposed to be engaging in, but not the illegal stuff. Definitely.
Controversial, though.
Yes, yeah. I like to go to territory where I'm told not to, just so I can. I'm not doing the like
to explore, to adventure.
Yeah, but not doing like the crazy stuff like yeah. So that's
hiking on top of Mount Everest and such kind of things.
Yes, yeah, such things, and also travel, experience, and explore the country for now. So yeah, that's what I do. And then besides that.
Yes.
I love connection. I love family. So for that, I have a family of two, myself and my son. So I am a mother to a 15-year-old.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. And besides that, I love to do so many things. So if we start to discuss about me here,
yes,
I've so many nice things to say about
we'll write a lot.
Say about me. You know me when I start, if you tell me to say about something, I can be here for days. Now imagine telling me to talk about me.
Yeah. But the NANGAMI MASAKHA, I would just want you to tell us something also about Rachel.
Okay.
Rachel NANGAMI. Just briefly, Rachel NANGAMI.
Okay, I am a firstborn to a family of three.
Yes.
And I'm saying three loosely, but we are more. I'm saying three because of my mother. My mother and my father, we are three. But to my father, we are many. Because my father is a Luo man, so we are many. And this is not me being like trying to be funny. We are many. I I think I have maybe 8 or 9 more siblings.
Yes.
But my mother, I only have 2 siblings, so a brother and a sister,
Mm.
raised through very incredible, amazing parents who
Yeah,
were,
sure.
I want to say they were privileged. Not so privileged in terms of having resources, but at least just having the opportunity to have gone to school.
Yes.
So they were very open-minded when it came to raising us. So we were not raised in very strict environments where we're expected to be A, B, C, D. We're expected to follow a particular, a particular line,
Order.
or a particular order, like be religious or do this and do that.
Okay.
Not quite. In fact, my father would like to say that my father is also someone who is a risk taker when it comes to just, figuring out what you can do. I remember when I was done with campus, I was so hell-bent in getting a job. And he was in a position where he was working for, he was working somewhere, and I felt he could be in a position to,
To link you up.
to link me up. Nepotism. Make good use of nepotism. And the
And
first
make good use of nepotism.
connect me, nitume mali, refer me to someone. And,
Yes.
and the thing that he kept on talking about, he told me, well, why are you so hell-bent on getting a job? Like, why can't you get into business? You should start
Yes.
thinking of doing a business.
Or
So,
just being independent.
yes, being independent and doing your own thing. I was like, what is wrong with this man?
Yeah.
Wewe uko na pahali unaweza niweke mahali.
Because the society has taught us that way. Because
Yes.
campus, then you absorbed someone.
Right. And for the very many reasons, that was one of the reasons that I didn't last in employment for a really long time, because my father just kept on putting that in my head. You can do your own thing. You're better
own
off
thing,
at doing your own
yeah.
thing. And I think he saw something in me that I couldn't see it myself. I'm not so sure he was even aware of what he was seeing. But I think that was a very good nudge, because then it allowed me to venture into what I'm doing today as a public speaker, because I'm a financially trained, professional. I did finance and banking.
You could just have decided to be in the corporate and
I wanted to be in corporate.
live check to check.
I wanted to be in corporate because I did, started doing chartered financial analysis, which is like next level, finance stuff, because I wanted to work either for the NSC, Nairobi Stock Exchange, or the Capital Markets Authority. That's where I wanted to be.
I've done better.
I would have.
Good because of the kind of capability I'm saying in you.
Yes, I am good with numbers. So I figured
Yes.
that's what I want to do. I'm good with numbers. So that was the dream for me. To work behind the computer. There for some time, and there's no, I'm too loud to just stay in the office. I want to be where the action is. So I said, let me plunge myself into speaking. I like. We're under the spotlight, and I can tell you, I love being. I love being in the spotlight. This is where I figured I'm going to have more impact. Yeah. So I started doing the speaking, and I speak on several matters and issues. Sometimes things to do with women, and also now just things to do with life in general, personal leadership, business, mindset kind of stuff.
Okay. So I think. With who we see in Masakha,
yes,
I think we celebrate you so much for the good job that you're doing in the society, more especially with the women.
Right.
And maybe I would want you to tell us more about work.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
To see gentlemen interested in even just I don't know, even for you as the host here,
yes.
Perhaps just that awareness. So womb work is something that I would like to think most women need to engage themselves in. You see, the human anatomy, and especially the female human anatomy, has been grossly underfunded and under-researched.
Yes.
And I like to say this. The reason why today we can talk about the power of the subconscious mind is because, number one, everybody has got a mind, including men. And men are the ones who have had resources for the longest time. That's why they went deep into research to understand the functioning of the mind and the power of the mind. And today we talk about the concept of the mind and how powerful the mind is and what it can do for us. Because men figured, wait a minute, no, we're not Neanderthals. There's a reason why someone can be in the trenches today and then tomorrow they rise and they do better. There's
like
something
Baba
there.
did.
Yes.
I remained in the trenches for a while. Became the best politician.
Yes, you become the. How is someone able to do that? How is someone able to build big business? How are people able to do great and amazing things? How are the like of Nikola Tesla and Einstein and all of these great men that we've heard about?
Chrysler.
Yes, all of these great inventions, and the men of today, we have Elon Musk and the rest of them. And it has to do something to do with the brain. There's something there. There's something in the head that there are things that are working. We call them neural pathways, the da 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 da, and all of this is making someone, do all these great and amazing things. And obviously now
Yes.
we have even come to understand, consciousness and the electromagnetic field, yada yada yada. But that's just the brain. So you can imagine if all of that is coming from the brain and this body is very intelligent, that means there's so many other parts of our bodies that equally have the same amount of power that we've not even begun to explore, which is the reason why guys like Joe Dispenza have come up with, the heart coherence and, you need to make sure that your heart, yada, yada, yada. Now we're talking about the nervous system. So we're realizing that there's a host of things deposited in our bodies that are very intelligent in terms of making us do better when it comes to making our lives improve and become better. So the womb is also part of it. The womb is also a part of an organ in the body that also has these capabilities, just as powerful as the brain, but has not yet been excavated well, because there's no funding, there's no research, there's no science to back it for us to say, oh, the way we have neuroscience today, then the brain has been qualified to be this powerful organ. So we haven't qualified the womb yet. But in our own cultures, whether that's in African culture or the Eastern cultures, we've always had these conversations around the womb. And from a woman's perspective,
Yes.
The womb is the portal between the physical and the spiritual, right? Obviously, that is when you're born. All of us will say, "Oh, I have a spirit. I have a spirit," but you did not develop the spirit when you were ukitoka kwa nurse akikushika kwa mkono hivi. When the nurse was receiving you, you already came as a full-blown human being, and we assumed you already had a spirit. Even if you died right after birth, we assumed that the spirit had left your body when you were born. So there has to be a place in the womb where the spirit joins the physical body.
Oh.
There has to be a point during conception. Either it's during conception, it's the first week, it's the second week, or it's until you get into this world, then the spirit is like, oh, ametosha. This one is enough to have a spirit,
to install some spirit,
so that they can come out, right?
Yes.
But as you're in the body of your mother, you just have the physical body, but we don't know. We can't be so sure and say that the spirit enters you immediately at conception. We have no proof of that. That is just us going off on, on that. And usually, even science has told us that when the sperm and the egg meet, usually there's like a spark of light. When there's that conception and light happening, so that means that creation has happened. So that means that then a woman has a connection where the spirit world through her puts something inside of her, inside of a body, that body that she's carrying. There's a place where the spirit inaingia na inaweka into that body, the baby that she's carrying, right? So that means that she's the door between the spirit and the physical. So that means that every woman who has a womb, the womb is not just created for giving birth, but it's also something that can be used for everything else, for creation. The womb is a sac, and it's specifically there for creation. That's why men don't have wombs. That's why you don't have your periods, because it's specifically to it's specifically to facilitate creation.
Yes.
If it was something every one of us could have, then tungekuwa tunatiana goal.
Unanipatia nikurudishie bana.
Sasa unaona?
Mbogi hata inaweza kuambia nini?
Unaona? That is why it is women who biologically we've been given that responsibility and know that. So for me, it's not even just about now the babies. It's about now you have a sac that has been put there for creation. And the same way you can decide what your brain, you see, for you men, you birth in the brain, in the head, you're able to birth ideas. So this head is not just supposed to help you cross the road and know how to cook and dress.
Yes.
It's supposed to help you come up with brilliant ideas, come up with brilliant thoughts on how to do this show and make money and get yourself out of poverty. So your brain is not, the rudimentary aspects of a brain is like you and the madman out there, all of you have a brain. But you see, their brain is for rudimentary tasks now, because akili yao inawasaidia tu kujua niko uchi ama hata singine they are not aware that they are naked, but at least they are able to, they can feel cold, they can just do, no, I'm supposed to rise up, because that's the function of the brain. They can rise up, they want to pee, they can go pee, they can it's doing the rudimentary actions.
Yes.
But there's someone else who's now, the guys who work in a Nicolaitis like in these people we mentioned are using it for something far more than just
they are putting it to more use.
They're putting it to more use than just waking up and going to the toilet and raising children
than existing.
just existing. So the same thing happens to the womb. You can either use it just to have babies, and if you don't want to have babies, then every month it bleeds. That's it. Then every month you just bleed, and then it gets to a point where it doesn't bleed.
It doesn't bleed anymore.
Yes, it doesn't bleed anymore. And you see, for us women, we say nature is very intelligent. Our body is very intelligent. That is why when you eat a banana, you don't think of what you have just done, of the miracle that has just happened. You took a banana and put it in your mouth.
Yes.
The enzymes on your saliva did the thing. Then the enzymes on your throat did the thing.
Yes.
Then it got here. Then the body itself decided what goes is stored, what is waste.
Yes.
And then your body decides when that waste is.
It's a whole plant.
Yes. When that waste is going to be removed from the system.
Yes.
It's a whole on its own.
Yeah.
You did not offer a command. You don't even know what happens, but the body itself knows what to do. When we get sick, sometimes that's why we lose our appetite, because the body has to shut you down. It knows, oh, I don't understand. And right now, we need to fight the disease. So we're going to shut down your appetite so that we can focus.
We focus on sorting out this problem.
Sorting out this mess.
Yes.
Or
so, Nangami, you're saying nature comes in handy for women.
Yes.
In terms of when you're talking about the womb and the womb work that you do.
Yes.
So the womb itself has so much beyond just producing the baby.
Yes. So it goes beyond producing the child, and so when it caps it, and nature can cap it not just through menopause, it can cap it through hysterectomies, where the womb is removed totally for one reason or the other. There are women who have had ovarian cancer, or they have different types of problems and issues that they have had the whole thing removed, or sometimes just a personal, decision, or something has happened and they want it to be. Either even women who want the tubes,
Yes.
tied so that they don't, as a way of contraceptive or as a way of just not having children. But that does not mean that now the womb has lost its function, because the womb energy is still there for creation. So basically, the womb is a portal, is a space for creation. The same way the mind is a place for creation, the womb also is a space for creation. So it's not just about creating babies; it's also a place for creating ideas, businesses, projects, and the rest of it. So my entire shtick usually is to just take women to that point where if you don't want to have children, then make maximum use of your womb and just don't think, oh, I don't want to have children, so that's it. Then you struggle through life. Make use of it because the womb usually is called as the second brain. It's called the second brain. Okay. So and the woman's emotional vaults. Can you imagine whether it's in her womb? The emotional vault. That means most of her emotions are stored in the womb. And the issues, that is why women will tell you, if they think of a boyfriend, the first thing they will feel, it is something in their womb.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
It will be something, there will be a twerk, there will be a feeling, there will be a sensation in the womb. So it stores memory. That is why for women, even the first man that you sleep with, the womb remembers. You see, when
the womb remembers that person.
It remembers that person.
Always.
Yes, it remembers the sensation. It remembers how they felt. You see, when a man ejaculates into a woman, it's not just about fluid that got into that. You deposit DNA. It's one person. It's an outsider's DNA getting into your body and into your system, and that is memory. That is information that has been deposited inside of you. You see, the way we are very cognizant of what we put in our mouths. Like whatever you put in your mouth is going to affect your body. Whatever you put, it goes through your ears, is going to affect you. So what you hear, so you have to be very careful about what you hear. Whatever you consume, whatever you see, that's why nowadays you're told, cleanse and make sure that you rinse whatever it is that you're watching, because it will affect your mind and your brain. Yeah. So anything that goes
social engineering.
Yes. Thank you. And anything that goes through you affects you. So even for us, we have another hole. We have another opening down there. And the things that go through it and anything that you ingest affects you. It can affect you positively, it can affect you negatively. And people are coming from places, men are coming from places where they have ancestry, they're coming from energetic things, they're coming from things that they've carried in their system. So when they deposit, that is why unasikianga we say that two people who've been together for a long time wanaanza kufanana na ni mwanamke anafanana mwanaume.
Mwanamke anaanza kufanana na boy sasa.
We say when they say watu wawili wamekaa pamoja for a long time wanaanza kufanana. It's really the man looking like the woman. Usually it's the woman who looks like the man. She takes
She's
onto him
taking
because she's
on.
taking from him. So she's the one. And that's why when women, the more you see women, I deal with women, and women struggle a lot with relationships. Like women will kick ass in business, school, just personal life. Like they can hack anything. Give a woman a hard thing, she will figure it out. Hapo kwa relationships, kizungu mkuti. That's where the problem is. It's because when women get into relationships with men, naturally they take from the man because you're receiving from the man. So you start to take on from him. You start taking on his disease. Unaanza kuongea kaa yeye. You start sounding like him. You start thinking like him. You want to start behaving like him. You want to start loving the things that like you align your life
With him.
with him. That is both from a religious perspective, where now he's the head and whatever, and also now just from another spiritual perspective. That is why you have to be very cognizant and very careful. Excuse me, about who you are with. So you can imagine, as we talk about it, then you realize that then the womb is not just. That's why we call it the second brain. It stores a lot of information, and the doctors, I don't want to get into the science of it, but there is a stem that connects the womb. It goes all the way to the spine, then to the brain, connects your brain. So for us, for women, the womb is the seat of creation, meaning that it's a place of discernment. So a lot of discernment. That is why women are more discerning. Like a woman is more discerning than a man. Not that because we have better faculty, but because of the power of the womb. So this is the place of command. Then this is the place of execution. The brain only executes. This is it. So if you're carrying a lot of stress, hyper responsibility, you're the one who's taking care, you're the caregiver of your home, like the first daughters kind of conversations that we have, stress, you have grief either through divorce, grief through child. There are women who want to have children and they cannot be able to have children. If you're carrying all of these things, it's going to affect even how you think, how you reason, how you pick your partners, and how you move. So this is the thing that is making the command in execute to. And for us, this is the goddess is the god. Goddesses are the ones that birth gods. In how we speak. When you look at life, there's nothing that comes into the world without the feminine. There's nothing, whether through animals, through plants, anything. There's nothing that comes into existence. Animals, human beings, there's nothing that comes into existence except through the portal that is the female.
Yes.
So gods, if men are gods, then they came from goddesses.
Okay, so there's some spirituality as well as far as the womb work itself is concerned.
Yes, and I wouldn't want to call it spirituality, but I just want to call it like sort of science, the way we have neuroscience. Neuroscience is no woo-woo. It's not science. It's not something that you have to think about it. Like it doesn't have to be something beyond. It's something that is it's intellectual capability that you really don't need to put like 1 + 1 is 2. The same way we talk about neuroscience, like. When I hit rock bottom myself and how I was able to bounce back, I hit rock bottom when in 2023. I've been able to do a lot with my life ever since 2023 up until today. I've made incredible changes, incredible improvements, and obviously that's through the power of my mind. And if I was to add 1 + 1, someone will tell me it's not realistic. I'm going to tell you something. This is me deviating from the conversation we're having about the womb. Recently, I saw someone in my comment section talk about, I have tattoos. I'm tattooed, right? I have piercings.
Look amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And my lock and whatever. So the person was saying, so I created a video talking about how I sit with executives, I sit with founders, right?
I saw that.
Yes,
video.
yes. And then the person said, it's impossible. There's no way that you can be sitting with executives and you're tattooed and you have all those piercings because it's not realistic. Yes. Because this is something that they've been told that this is what you expect. That's the modus operandi for people who expect that to happen. But I still able to do this. I am still able to be booked to speak in different parts of the continent, despite the fact that I look how I look. Then you can't put this 1 + 1 if you're trying to be realistic. If you're trying to be logical.
Having to have you here, not because I was fascinated with the tattoos. I was fascinated with the value that you have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So you see, it's because of my mind and knowing that I have done the work. I've paid the price. I'm good at what I do, and I qualify to be in certain spaces, and then I move like that. And I even say this to my students who come to my public speaking class. Ever since I started training public speaking online in 2024 up until today, no one has ever come to my session and asked for my credentials. No one has ever asked me which university did you go, which course did you take in public speaking. Nobody has ever asked
You
me.
do it so well that it answers those questions.
Yes, it's already, and someone just knows. I think you've seen me on social media. Sometimes I create content, hair and done, just woken up. I am in my bed. I say the thing that I want. Sometimes I don't even have my brow on. I just say the things that I need to say. I'm not your quintessential public speaker who always looks proper and in a studio and makeup done and whatever. And those videos do really well. They reach the audiences that they need to reach to, because that's my mind even when I create. The idea is for the message to get to the person who's in need of the message, devoid of me, the messenger.
Yeah.
Now, when I put that out into the universe, it does its thing. So men and women are able to resonate with my content, devoid of the fancy and the authenticity. Now, I did that. It's not something that is happening by chance. It's something that's happening by design. It is my design that I will show up in the world however I show up, and I will be accepted. My message will be accepted the way it needs to be accepted. So you see, that comes from my thinking. It comes from my mind. I don't have the qualifications like most people. I haven't authored a book. I can't come here and say, oh, I've authored 10 books. I have a book that I've authored. I don't have a big business that I can talk about. Oh, I created this business and sold it for this amount of money. I don't have that. And I'm still invited into spaces to speak where people think I do not qualify. I didn't go to, incredible schools like private schools. No, I didn't. But I still qualify to be in spaces even when I know that maybe I don't have the track record or the credentials to be in those rooms. And it's because I move with the same thing from the universe. I don't give a fuck about how you get me into that room. Just get me to that room. Now I'll do the thing that I need to do, the bare minimum, which is have the prerequisite skills and get into the room. So you see, that's a mindset thing. It's coming from my mind. Now you can imagine, and then I use that with the power of my home, which I home now is also using the same kind of same kind of mathematics. This is my model of creation. I am creating a public speaking, global speaking career, and I'm creating it here in my home. And then I use my brain to execute. So it's a whole thing that when someone listens to it, they're like, yeah, that's rude, doesn't make sense. Exactly that. I need it not to make sense to so many people so that a few of us can get away with things.
Yeah.
So that the non-believers can sit and wait for realistic things. And then for those of us, so that you can hide in plain sight. You can hide in plain sight.
Because if all of us get it, then there's no value.
You're flooding the market. You're flooding the market. You're making it hard for us.
Yeah, so there's cleansing, there is some process that you're talking about it.
Yes, so the womb work has several, we call it, it's a good thing that you've asked, because now I want to make things clear. There's something called womb healing. So womb healing is the womb work. It's the womb healing. Womb healing is it has like 4 pillars. So people usually focus on the cleanse. There's womb release, there's womb cleanse, there's womb reconnection, and womb integration. So for me, usually I talk about womb release. Now, even I hear for the haters, womb release. If you have to talk to me, make sure you get the term right. Womb cleanse. I don't talk about womb cleanse. I talk about womb release. Because womb release is it's somatic exercise. It's somatic medicine. Somatic therapy. Somatic means that we're dealing with the nervous system. Your system as a woman. Now, the women who've been touched inappropriately when they were 10, when they were 5, when they were 8, you see, the body remembers what the mind has forgotten. If you touched me inappropriately when I was 7, you were a cousin, and then you disappeared, I didn't see you. After 10 years, Miss Jekwana, 15 years, I've never seen you, we've never met. The next time I see you in my life, my body will cringe.
Oh.
Yes. My body will cringe, the entire body, or I will just feel uncomfortable around you. So
it keeps the memory.
So I will not understand why I just can't vibe with you. You touched me when I couldn't remember, when I didn't have the conscious thing, but the subconscious mind remembers. The nervous system remembers. And that is why women who have been touched inappropriately have a problem with libido. They have a low libido. Women who have been touched inappropriately or they have had issues around men, they also hate sort of relationships with men, or they have fear. And when it comes to security around love and even receiving, so they want to have a normal relationship, but they just mwanaume kujitu in their life, something happens. It's just because the body is created to keep you safe. Womb release is about you just it's a release. Now, because we said the womb is an emotional wall, it carries your emotions. Releasing that means that when you do the release as a woman, it can take you as far back as even when you're a teenager. It can take you as far back. There are girls who they got pregnant at 14, madhe akawapeleka mahali waka, and it was just under the rug. Usijaribu kushika hii kitu tena. And you see, 18, high school, and then they just went through life. But they never got the chance to, I want to say, grieve, because there are people who need to grieve that process, and they didn't, because it comes with a lot of fear. It comes sometimes, for some people, not all women, for some people it comes with fear. For some women it comes with a lot of pain. It comes with a lot of, esteem issues around that. It comes with a lot of self-loathing and guilt. So the women who are working out here, and they're like, hey, so ingekuwa mtoto wangu angekuwa 10, working with that regret and that guilt, and you see that thing is stored in the body, and it affects you in ways. It affects a woman in ways you cannot even begin to imagine. It affects you in even how you make your decisions about partners, about relationships, and the rest of it. So when you do the release, is now just the womb is a sack, so there are things you may hold on like this. So when you do a release, it's not holding them like physically. It's not physically holding onto them like this, but it's just figurative, like energetically. So once you do the release, it releases those things from an energetic perspective. When you talked about relationships, the people that a woman has slept with from the time she started dating up until now, it holds on to those things. So that's what I talk about doing the release. It goes from relationships to hysterectomies to abortions, all that, even childhood, rape, and the rest of it. Even women who have issues with endometriosis, fibroids. You see, fibroids. Lupita had a conversation the other day. She had, I think, 25 of them removed, and then they've come back, and they're like 50 now, right? And it's because for us, from an energetic perspective, it's the hormonal environment didn't change. So if the hormonal environment does not change, then they grow back.
They're able to come back.
Yes, they grow back. So you can have the fibroids removed and then they come back because the hormonal environment did not change. And the womb release changes the hormonal environment. Because if you're always operating at high stress levels, you're in survival mode, you're in struggle mode, the hormones change. And you see, for us as women, that's why I say women are not similar to men, because for us, we follow the cycle of the moon. That's why even when it comes to working, women are not supposed to be working like men. We're living in hustle culture. The hustle culture was built for men, not women. Because men can survive in hustle culture. Maybe January 1st and January 31st is the same. It's not the same for me. It's not the same for me. January 1st and January 31st, there are certain days when that's when we say, hey, ile time yenye sasa ukinipata niko productive, and then there are days where I want to kill you. Right? There are days of the month where I don't want to see you. There are days of the month where even you breathing, I'm like, can you just die? I want you to breathe. I want to hear you breathing. Right? Men who have lived with women for a long time, you perhaps understand. Kuna siku tu ingine hata ukimwangalia mtu ana glow. The person just glows. They look so like, oh my God.
You're seeing,
yes. So that's the release. So the release precedes the cleansing. Now cleansing is another thing. Cleansing means clean. Cleansing is maintenance, like I like to call it.
So the release, maybe for what I'm getting, is like it's a decree coming.
Yes, it's like a meditation.
Or you meditate.
So let me just explain to you a process of a release. A release is I ground you. So if a lady, I ground the woman. So be grounded. What does it mean to be grounded? Come to the present moment. You and I right now, as we're seated here, I've done the work, you've done the work. I'm thinking, so we're here present. Like, I don't have anywhere else to be. I don't have any emails to respond to. I will get to my other life when I get to my other life. I am here. I'm giving you my undivided attention.
Absolutely.
But there are certain spaces where you have been and you know you're there, but you're not there. You're there, your mind is sijalipa, sijafanya, sijafanya, sijafanya. So when you go into a release, you have to quiet the mind. So we ground. And another thing about a release is that we have to understand as women, we are part of the collective. We are not separate. We are collective and we are part of all mothers. So Earth is the mother of mothers. That's why it's called Mother Earth. It was here before we came and it will be here after we have left, and it will host all of us. Mother will house us. At the end of our day, when our bodies are interred, we go back to her. From earth we came, for earth we shall return. So she is the mother of all mothers. So we can't do that without that. Then we have to do that in the presence of the divine feminine. We call it the spirit of the divine feminine or the divine mother. The religious perspective that we follow today is following the divine masculine.